The inmates opened the cardboard box to find a little girl hidden inside. As she poked her head out, everyone broke into smiles. The girl looked around and spotted her father in the corner. Her father cried out and crawled over to her, wrapping her in a tight embrace. The daughter sobbed while hitting him, and her father kept apologizing, both of them crying harder and harder. One of the older inmates couldn't take it anymore. Worried about being caught and getting more time added to his sentence, he decided to turn himself into the guards. The little girl begged him not to, and the other prisoners tried to stop him, but he still called the guards over. The little girl ran to the cell door and crouched down. When the guard arrived outside the door, he didn't see the little girl. Just as the older inmate was about to rat them out, the girl suddenly grabbed his hand and looked up at him with tears in her eyes. The man changed his mind, and the crisis was temporarily averted. The girl hugged her father again, staying completely silent this time. The cellmates were amazed. Who would have thought that Long Joe had such a smart and adorable daughter. One old man even gave her his milk to drink. The girl asked her father why he was in his place and whether he was a bad person. Long Joe told her he wasn't a bad person. Then something unexpected happened. The church choir that was visiting the prison left early, so the girl couldn't sneak out with them. From then on, she stayed in cell No. 7. Long Joe and his little girl were happy, but the other men were beside themselves with worry, racking their brains every day trying to figure out how to hide her and how to get her out. The girl brought laughter and joy to cell No. 7, and the man absolutely adored her. But the happy days didn't last long. During a surprise inspection, the girl was caught red-handed by the prison warden. The warden flew into a rage and dragged Long Joe out. When Long Joe worried about his daughter catching cold, the warden became even more furious and beat him mercilessly before throwing him into solitary confinement. The girl was also taken away. Later, news spread that an outsider had gotten into the prison. One inmate used this as an opportunity to create chaos. He stole a can of gasoline and set a fire, threatening to burn down the entire prison. The warden had no choice but to confront him personally. As the flames grew bigger, the inmate refused to leave, forcing the warden to rush into the fire to pull him out. Long Joe happened to be passing by and saw that the warden had been overcome by smoke inside. He rushed in to help. When the warden woke up, he found himself lying in a hospital bed. The doctor told him that Long Joe had risked his life to save him. Looking at Long Joe, who was covered in burns, the warden decided to repay this debt by allowing Long Joe to see his daughter. Watching the two of them through the glass, unable to bear being separated, and seeing his daughter's heartbroken expression when Long Joe was dragged away, the warden began to see Long Joe differently. How could a criminal radiate so much love? Later, when the warden heard that the little girl had fallen ill and wasn't eating or drinking because she missed her father, he went to the hospital to see her.
같이 잡아가시면 안 돼요?
The girl cried and asked him if he could arrest her too and put her in prison. The warden couldn't answer and turned away.